Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Ankush here from Alif Consulting. Welcome in our Microsoft Purview for Office 365 videos. In this video, we will be specifically going to talk about the Compliance Manager, which is the one of the feature of Microsoft Purview for Office 365. Well, here is the agenda of this video. So we're going to understand what is the Compliance Manager is, what is the compliance score, what is the control assessment templates, what are the improved actions is there, what are the supported languages supported by compliance manager, or I can say the Microsoft Purview for Office 365. At the end, we're going to have a small demo where I would be going to show you how your compliance manager look like, how you can see your security scores and other things directly you can do from the compliance manager, right? So let's quickly jump into the introduction. So the Microsoft Purview Compliance Manager is a feature in Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal. So this Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal is specifically for Office 365 and it's integrated with your Office 365 portal. Uh, there is a separate license which you can buy for Microsoft Purview, or what you can do, it's some of the features are already integrated with E5 licenses if you have, right? So Microsoft Purview Compliance Manager basically help us to manage the organization multi-cloud compliance requirement with greater ease and convenience. Compliance Manager can help us throughout our compliance journey, for taking inventory of data protection risk to managing the complexity of the implementation controls, stay current with regulations and certifications, and reporting to the auditor. So what happened, the compliance manager is the one of the single pane of glass where you can see what are the compliances has been there, what are the compliance score is there, what are the actions, what are the rules you need to implement it, right? So there are a few things which we need to keep in mind, like compliance manager do have some of the pre built assessment for common industry and the regional standard and regulatory. However, if we need to basically do any kind of custom assessment to meet our unique compliance requirement, that's something we can do. However, this is again depend on your license, how many or what kind of assessment do you have. The second capabilities or things we get is workflow capability to help you effectively complete your risk management through a single tool. So compliance manager is a single tool, right? Is a part of Microsoft Purview for Office 365. It's specifically a single pane of glass. You don't need to go here and there to see what are the risks, what are your security scores are there. It's a single pane of glass to manage each and everything specifically for the compliance perspective. Detailed step-by-step guidance on suggested improvement action to help you to comply with the standard and regulations that are most relevant for your organizations. For actions that are managed by Microsoft, you will see the implementation details and the audit result. Right. So it's not only give you uh, the the it's not only giving the recommendations or the requirement, it's also going to give you the step-by-step actions or the step-by-step guidance how you can improve all of the recommendation or how you can implement the recommendation. So that's a thing which is there with the compliance manager. uh, the other benefit which we get is a risk-based compliance score to help you to understand your compliance posture by measuring your progress in completing the improvement action. So we get the compliance score. Basically, eventually compliance score is based on the policies which we have implemented. However, if there is any posture related changes or any compliance related changes or any the assessment related changes is need to be done, the score will be get automatically updated based on the recommendation or implementation has been done into the Office 365 tenant, right? So this is how your compliance managers look like. It's one of the part of your Microsoft Purview for Office 365. So you will get your overall score according to your compliances. It's going to give you the key improvement actions. It's going to show you how many assessment do you have, what kind of assessment is there, and then how your compliance score is breakdown. So all of this information is directly available from the overview page. However, we do have a further options like solutions, assessment templates, which we can implement into our Office 365 tenant directly from the compliance manager tool. So compliance score, right? So compliance manager award you the point for completing the improvement action taking to comply with the regulation, standard, or a policy, or and the combination of those points into a overall compliance score, right? So compliance manager, what it do, right? As soon as you select your standard, or you selected your regulatory standards, policies which you want to implement, it's give you the score based on the policies, right? If there is any improvements, any new things, or any action need to be taken, if that action has been not performed, you will not be rewarded for that point, right? As soon as that action has been completed, it will automatically going to update your compliance score and will be going to reward a point for that. Each action has a different im- impact on your score depending on the potential risk involved. Your compliance score can help you to prioritize the action to focus on to improve your overall compliance posture. Compliance manager give you the initial score based on the Microsoft 365 data protection baseline. This baseline is set of control that include key regulations, standard for data protection, and general data governance. So all the scores which is coming into the compliance manager tool is something basically based on the predefined data. So it's basically based on the Microsoft 365 data protection baseline. However, if there is any improvements, anything key changes has been done, the score will be get updated on a regular basis. Now the control, right? So we do have a controls in place. That's what we do when we are implementing a regulatory compliance or standard and policy. So a control is a requirement of a regulation, standard, or a policy. It defines how you assess and manage the system configuration, organization process, and the people responsibility for a meeting specify the requirement of a regulation, standard, and the policy. Compliance manager track following type of control. So Microsoft managed control, if there's any control which is basically managed, need to be managed by Microsoft, so it's going to be completely a Microsoft responsibility to implementing your control. Sometime refer to a customer managed control where customer need to take the action or organization need to manage all of those control. Third, shared control. Those are control basically which is uh, controlled basically implement or managed by Microsoft and the organization who is using the M365. They have a shared responsibility for implementing those controls. Assessment, right? So assessment is a one of the portion, or is I can say is a grouping of a control for specific regulation, standard, and the policy. Completing the action within assessment help you to meet your requirement of a standard, regulation, or law. For example, if you have assessment that you when you completed all the action within it, help you to bring your Microsoft 365 second setting in line with ISO 27001 requirement, right? Assessment have a several component. In scope services, the specific set of Microsoft services applicate to the assessment. Microsoft managed control is something which is implemented by Microsoft behalf on customer. Third, your control is something where customer is going to manage and implement the control. Shared control is something which is basically a responsibility uh, responsibility between Microsoft and the customer, where both of them is going to be responsible for that as a shared responsibility for implementing or managing the control. The last, which is the part of assessment, is the assessment score, right? It shows the progress in achieving the uh, achieving the total possibility points from the action within the assessment that are managed by our organization or by Microsoft, right? So these are the components which is there. Now another thing is when we creating assessment, you will assign them to a group. A group is the kind of a normal group which is having a multiple user in it. You can configure group in whether way is most logical of your organization. For example, you can create a group of assessment by auditor, year, region, solution team within your organization, and the more way. Once you created a group, you can filter your compliance manager dashboard to view your score by one or more group. So these are the things which is there into the assessment, and assessment is one of the option under the compliance manager tool. Template, right? So compliance manager do provide us the predefined template, right? There is a predefined templates which is already there based on the organization standards, right? We do have a premium feature of the compliance manager which we can use if we want to get a more templates, industry templates available in for our Office 365 tenant, right? That's a one thing. However, we do have a customized template, right? If let's take an example, we want to have some customized templates to be created as per the organization standard requirement. That's something we can do. We can create the customized templates for from the compliance manager for our Office 365 or M365 environment as well, right? So the compliance manager provides a template to help to quickly create the assessment. We can modify these templates to create the assessment optimized for our need. We can also build a custom assessment by creating a template within our own control and action, right? So these are the things which we can do into the compliance manager tool. Improvement action, right? So improvement action is the one of the portion of compliance manager tool. Improvement action help us to centralize our compliance activity, right? Each improvement action provide us the recommendation guidance that intend to help you align with the data protection regulatory and the standards, right? Improve action can be assigned to a user in your organization who is going to responsible or who is going to perform implementation and testing of that specific action. Or we can also store document notes and record status within the each improvement action. So improvement action is nothing, it's just like the recommendation which has been given to the given by the Microsoft based on the compliance you have select. They assess the environment, and then if there is any key action need to be taken, that's fall under the improvement action, right? So improvement action have each and every detail, how to do it, what are the steps you need to take it, what are the things you need to do it to improve that specific key item, right? And then if you specifically want to configure or want to give or assign this improvement action to the specific user in your organization who might be admin of your Office 365 environment, or maybe the security compliance manager, or maybe the auditor, that's something you can do it. And then from there that user can implement to test the regulatory the key implementation or the action which has been given by the Microsoft into the improve action, right? So all of these features are already there into the Microsoft Purview in compliance manager tool. So these are the all supported language. So compliance manager is available in a multi language. It can go with the English, it can go with the French, German, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Polish, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, Sweden. So all of these languages are available where compliance manager is available, and you can choose your language according to your native language, right? So that those are the things, or these are the all language which is available into the compliance manager. All right, so let's quickly jump into the demo. So in the demo, I would be going to show you how your compliance manager look like and how the other options are available inside the compliance manager. All right, so I have already logged into the compliance manager, which is a part of Microsoft Purview. To do it, what you need to do, you need to log in your Office 365 tenant, and then from here you need to click on compliance. So as soon as you click on compliance, you will be going to come into this compliance.microsoft.com page, and this is now a Microsoft Purview. So Microsoft Purview have a plenty of options like a compliance manager, data classification, connectors, alerts, reporting, policies, and then we do have other option which we will be going to talk in our upcoming videos, right? So in this demo, we will be specifically going to focus on the compliance manager tool. So this is how your compliance manager tool look like. So if you go into down, you will be see what is your overall compliance score is, what are the improvement actions is there which need to be taken, right? So it's going to show you what are the improvement actions, what are the things which you need to implement, and what are the points is going to be rewarded to you as soon as this has been completed. Now here it will be going to show you how much point you have achieved and how much point Microsoft have achieved based on the Microsoft managed point, right? And then what are the solution that are affecting your score? So from the audited, it's 11 action which is remaining. From the compliance perspective, it's 397 actions are there. right? So it's giving you all the solutions area which is part of Microsoft Purview, and all of the solution area is basically impacting on your score. Then we do have a compliance score breakdown where we can see from where we get the score. So protection, from the protection information we get 1%, from the privacy we get 0, right? From the managed device we get 0. Like we'll get uh like I can say the compliance breakdown for each and every part uh of the governance, every part of the compliance, right? So it's going to give you each and every information based on the compliance, or sorry, based on the assessment which you have selected out. Now if you go into the improve action, it's going to give you all the improve actions based on the assessment which has been selected. So if you go into one, you can assign it to the user. As I told you, you can assign it to the specific user. So let's take an example. I want to assign it to the adlay. So you can assign it, and that user will be going to responsible to work on this one. So if you go into here, and you will see that has been assigned to this specific user. Now it's also going to give you what kind of action type is, where it's assigned, what is the test status, right? So that's kind of things is there. Now if you click on any of this one, it's going to open a new tab where it's going to give you a detail, implementation detail, what you need to do, right? All of the implementation status is there. If you go into the how to implement the solution, right, everything is there. If you launch now, it's going to help you with the enabling the this part of portion into the Azure Active Directory, right? So that's how you can implement all of your improvement action, right? So it's redirecting into your into Azure portal to implement the self sign password reset option for all the users. So that's something you can do, and that's how you can implement your improvement actions, and then specifically you will be able to do it and move forward. And from there you can resets, like it's directly put it into option where you can go it. If you click on all, and if you save it, as soon as you came back, your self reset password will be gone, right? So it's as of now it's in progress. So it's done. Come back, refresh it, and you will see uh, your password reset action improvement might will be no longer into the improvement of action, right? So you can see it's done, right? So that's how you can enable it, that's how you can do it. However, it's still showing it, but we already have done it. If needed, if we still see that specific option is there, a specific action improvement action is still there, we can go ahead and do the testing as well, right? So from here we can test it out, right? So if you see this has been, so it's take 24 hours and verifying every 24 hours to do it. So we need to wait. As soon as this has been implemented, we need to wait it, and then from here we would be uh, able to move. We will be this enables self service password reset would be no longer part of the improvement action. Apart of that, if we want to upload any kind of evidence, any kind of link, any kind of document as a evidence of to this specific improvement action, that's something we can add into the improvement action as well, right? Part of that, we do have an option called solution where we have multiple solutions available, and we can see all of the solutions are basically part of the Microsoft Purview, and it will be going to show you how your points are basically impacting, where are the potential scores remaining, and then you can work accordingly to get all of those points. The next is assessment. We do have a plenty of assessment available now. As of now, the only assessment is data protection baseline for Microsoft 365, which is a very basic one. However, if you want to add any kind of new assessment, that's something you can do as well. So all of these are predefined assessments. Let's take an example. I want to add Microsoft ISO 27001 for this as a compliance, and then I can go ahead and do that. So I can select where I want to assign it, right? Choose the product, and I can assign it, and then click on next. So you need to, sorry, you need to define the name for this. Let me give it a 27001, and okay, let's select the existing group, default one, and create the assessment. So this will be going to create the assessment, right? So all of this assessment will be can be done, and as soon as the assessment is done, it's going to take the time to do the analysis. Now it's giving you this much is assessment is progress, and this is what your score is. You have achieved 0 point because I haven't worked on anything only, and these are the improvement action which has been given. So all of those improvement action has to be implemented, right? If I go back into the improvement action, I would be able to see all of the improvement action has been there. So I can select what is the solution looks like, and then I can see, right? A part of that, I do have a predefined some of the predefined template here, which I can use, or a part of that, I can also uh, so uh, use or create any kind of custom assessment for that as well. So we do have a plenty of assessment, even country wise as well, or even GDPR compliance would be our related compliance are already there for EU and UK region. So that's how you can create your assessment. Now, a part of that, if you want to create your assessment templates or predefined templates, that's something you can do. Like from here, you can create your custom template, or you can use any Microsoft existing template to create your own template. Right? If you're creating a custom one, here you can upload your file. You can simply view the file, or you can format it the Excel file to directly put into it, and then based on that Excel file, it's going to create your assessment template for or a custom template for your compliances. Next is alerts. So here we can see all the alerts for the event that affecting the organization compliance scores. All of those events are there, right? Now, a part of that, you do can create your alert policy, right? So as of now, it says like there is a one action or there is a one condition is created. However, if you want to create more policies, conditions for your alerting, that's something you can do directly from the compliance manager portal, right? A part of that, if you want to change any kind of settings, anything for your compliance manager, you simply need to come back on a compliance manager. You can click on compliance manager setting, and from there you can uh, do a few settings like what is your test environment improvement is going to be, manage all the user histories, right? And then from here you can give the access to the specific user for this, right? So as of now, this compliance manager is kind of a standard one. However, if you want to start with the premium one, you can simply go ahead and click on this, right? And from here you can activate your premium assessment trial, where you would be able to get more uh, uh, premium assessment for or premium compliance policies for your organization, right? So that's how your compliance manager work, and you can remove or you can add or done the rest of the work, or assign the assessment, adding the solution, improvement actions, templates, alerting kind of things you can do into the compliance manager. All right, that's it in this demo. I hope you like this video. If you like, please click on like and subscribe for more upcoming videos, and feel free to reach us if you have any questions, right? Thank you.